Jess? Morning, morning. I'm actually not sure about that, Jeffrey. I think it might be a good one. I'm a great believer of the contrarian. Morning, morning, Kurt. Just to remind a couple of things you mentioned. The dollar ZAR. I think a couple of things. Just to remind me if I forget. It's interest. I like it. I like it, good. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I just wait. Top pass just coming up. It's funny enough. I mentioned about the costs and being an exotic a few times in here, but I think there's a trade possibility here. Morning. I presume it's a Mrs. Chira. Right, it's half past. Just letting the guys in here. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah. Gerard pointed out it was a 2-star on the CPI on the South African area coming out today or yesterday when it was. And yeah, I've actually filtered that out. But as a matter of fact, how do I put this? Yeah, the CPI, as we clearly know, coming out in America affects the whole world. The CPI in South Africa does not, but it affects South Africans. So I'm glad you pointed out, Gerard, because it was under the radar because I filtered it. But from a South African perspective, it's important. So to answer your question, that's really why I did miss it. Quite right. Thank you. And the fact it's 2-star means for the world, it's a 2-star or 1-star. For South Africans, it's definitely a 3-star. So that is a very good point. Okay. Hope you understand what I mean by that. Remember old, what's his name, the first man? Armstrong, that's right, first man on the moon. Small step for him, but big step for mankind, that sort of thing. Okay, right. I'll be honest, I see a trade here. Again, I'm going to mention, because I'm sure there's new guys, just a second, let Claire in here. Some new guys here will not understand this, but the dollar rand is what we call an exotic. So because it's not a major or a cross on the Forex currency line, it does attract more costs. That's why I might change my mind about putting it out, but it all depends on the followers and the competency of understanding it. And I'm not sure that's there yet, so I'm always worried, and the company's worried about putting a trade out on the dollars are. But we do know stuff in here because we've attended it. We got the idea of the bigger picture. So having said that, I do see a trade, costs or no costs involved. Just remember again, because it's an exotic, it's not just because of higher costs, but a higher margin as well. I've forgotten, naughty me to look exact amount, but it's plus minus 650, might be slightly above or below. The point is, you can't do it if you've got a small account because you won't have enough free margin left over. But if you have an account that can handle a margin on one micro of 650 odd rand, and you understand that there's an extra cost involved, there's a 20 pip cost to you. If you can understand that, I think you can see a trade here that's got a possibility. I see some upside here. Okay. Now, what is the problem? It's always a problem, isn't it? Yeah. As mentioned yesterday, Powell's speaking tonight. I think the information the CPI has handled it. So almost certainly, almost, no guarantees, certainly be a 0.5% increase. And then the chit chat after might be easing off a little bit on these increases in interest rates going into the new year. Remember, it's all about interest rates, inflation, and global debt. Remember that on the bigger picture. Taking that into account, you've got to remember the fundamentals might have a problem with it, but if you can understand that and you can afford to take that kind of risk because you are aware of it, I do see some upside on this one here. If you have enough money or if you have any doubts in understanding it, rather leave it alone. Okay. Because we had a lot of JIP here. Okay, it's just guy said he wants a trade suggestion. I can't answer him because I'm in the trading room. Okay, these guys in here. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. I've mentioned throughout the week, we've got a lot of fundamentals coming out to affect the markets. And yeah, the CPI and the reaction yesterday we all know about. And I'm actually on that subject, I want to go back to Euro NZD. Thank you, Farnew's there to remind me to lower the stop loss even further. Once again, sorry, Euro NZD. We had a sellout there yesterday at 64.97. As you know, yesterday it drifted below 64. And as a reminder, Farnew said to me, what about modifying again? So I suggested to you guys modify again. If you remember, maybe if it gets to 63.90, half your position. And if it gets to 64, you stopped out the profit anyway. So all of you, in theory, if you're in the trade room, you listened and understood what I said, should have made a nice profit on that trade. So the advantage of being in the trade room, I see another area where we can re-enter it. Okay, it's shot back up to the 200, which is holding, and I see we can take another short. Okay, so I see we can take another short here. Let's make it a little bit clearer. Yeah, the stop again up here somewhere and a TP down here somewhere. I think there's a possibility of another downside here. But remember, a lot of these are going to be iffy going into tonight and to a certain extent tomorrow. Because we've had a lot of hassles that CPI yesterday with people not understanding the impact of fundamental, not understanding the pros and cons of high leverage on very small accounts. Yeah, so basically withdrawal. Okay, good enough. All right, we're going to put this short down to, yeah, let me, Yeah, good enough. So put it up a little bit, just above. What to do? Wednesday, Tuesday, up just above Monday's high, and take it back down to here, 63.50. Anyway, 1.635. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, remember, if it doesn't reach there, you modify it as discussed, and you'll make a profit if you continue to do that. Okay, so I see a trade on that one. 80 bucks a micro and a decent risk reward. What do you think? I like it, could have. Well, clear, I like it, put it up there, but yeah. And always remember, I'm sorry to keep repeating it, because the flack we get amazing from clients is that you've got to watch that volume. And if it goes wrong, which it can do, it's not going to hurt you, it's going to annoy you. Okay, good enough. Oh, well done. Well done, John. You see, all that's telling me, John, and what guys are doing, is they're thinking on their own. Okay. All you can do is you're thinking. The whole point behind the trading room is to get you to think. I mean, Brady, is he with us at the moment? Yes, he is. Came out of the classic yesterday. We got clever and we thought this, and he said, yeah, I've already seen it. I'm already in, done it. Now, I don't know how long Brady's been doing it, but the fact he's caught on so quick means if you listen and learn, it's surprising how quick you can actually grasp what's going on. So, yeah, brilliant. Just going to write that down. Uh, 64.95. 60. Forget the last decimal point, call it maybe 1.6560 and 1.635. Okay, good enough. Right, see how that goes. Okay, guys. Fair enough, Anna Marie. But again, that doesn't matter as long as you're thinking and understanding why. I'm trying to get guys to go away with the blindly following. We're not in the army. That's why I say it's a trading room. It's and it's a forum where we discuss. Nobody's 100% right. Good. No, you're not. Everyone else is, but you're not, Jethro.
So, Rog, what's the morning? What is the R&R on ZAR USD?
Okay. Someone's awake and reminding me. Thank you. Because, excuse me, I'm a little bit shell-shocked from yesterday. Enormous amount of guys, highly upset, etc. They didn't under fundamentals, went in a highly leveraged account, and clearly there were margin calls, nowhere near the stop loss, same old problem. So I'm a little bit century bloody knock on it. Anyway, dollar rand, is it going to be too far away down there? I think it is. So we have to maybe stop down here. That might do it. Okay, let's see. Remember, this is slightly different. Ignore the 7 and the 1. It's the 3 decimal places here. Confuse it even more. Make it a little bit. I think I'll make it down here. Is that going to be too wide? Might be a little wide. Let's just take a little slightly. Yeah, make it slightly more that direction. And we'll do this one here. 1768. If that works before we go any further. Make it around figure there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, right. Again, as I say, because of costs and margin, the rest of it, be careful of it. And again, you're looking here, is it jumping around? Look at that moving around there. So you're talking around about the 180 bucks a micro. So clearly, you need free margin, you need a percentage of the balance you've got. So again, you have to have an account with it's enough capital to make use of it. on GJ, GJ, comma, I presume GJ dot. Okay, that's probably a share, I guess. I'm not sure which one it is. We'll look at it in a minute. Okay, right. So there we are. If you want to have a go at that, just bear in mind, I think it's a good possibility, but you've got to take into account the limitations on your bank balance if you want to go and take this particular exotic. Okay. Having taken that into account, anybody? Okay. Oh, I get you. Okay, shorthand for that. Thank you. I'll look at it in a moment. Right. Anybody want to do it? Let's just actually, before we get too clever, let's just look at the short-term ones. 4 hours, a bit of a problem there. Just make sure we'll get too cute. 1 hour's a bit of a problem there, but look how far it's coming back. Look at the 15 minutes. It's coming off a bit. Yeah. Not quite sure like the 15-minute candle. You might get a better price. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, you might get a better price, but who knows? You can come down. The moment there's not many buyers coming in, maybe get a better price. So what I suggest, as it seems at the moment, maybe just hold 5 on that one and see if you can get a better price. Yeah, I think you'd even use the 15-minute down there, using the say the 50 might come down here. It's coming off a bit. So maybe keep an eye on it before you jump in. You might get a better price. But again, for those who understand it and the pros and the cons of it. And the dollar's not making me confident either, to be honest. But I do still quite like the trade because the dollar's not making me confident, I agree. But the rand sure as hell ain't make me confident either. And I personally think the rand at the moment's got more problems than the dollar. So I think the overall upside might be the answer. But I think as it's coming off now, I think hang 5 on that and get a better price. So if you can write the stop loss and TP down, see if you get a better price, you want to take, you can. Okay. And the ZAR's 10 o'clock. Thank you. What about that? Just mentioned this morning. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Haraj. Well, I like this is a forum. Wait till 10 o'clock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you're already in, don't panic. You've got your position size right. You might get lucky. I've just changed my mind. Sorry, I completely forgot again. 10 o'clock, CPI, anything could happen on this particular instrument. So I think wait till 10 o'clock. We beg your pardon. Thanks for the reminder. Talking about ZAR now because I don't have it, so I don't know. Is that right? It's a little bit, yeah. Sorry, just give me the mark there. Say the CPI yesterday. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about the ZAR CPI. 10 o'clock today. Yeah, we're talking about the South African one. So hang 5 on this one. See what 10 o'clock comes. Okay. So if you're in, well, so be it. And I do apologize if it goes against you. If you're in it and comes out correctly, you're going to make a nice buck. But if you're not in, I think just hold 5, wait till 10 o'clock. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, no, exactly. I made that same mark. I'm totally with you. What's happened today? And I completely forgot because clearly I've filled it out to 3-star on the economic calendar. And from a world perspective, the ZAR is a 2-star, but it is not a 2-star if you're in South Africa and you're trading the ZAR currency. Then it's very much a 3-star. Okay. Just go back to what you mentioned there. Yeah, it's not so much for me because basically I feel this day I've got some idea what I'm doing. Don't know it, some idea what I'm doing. It's the worry of other guys who believe and it goes wrong, and it's a pity because they don't understand why they went on that and something else happens, and yeah, it's a pity. And rightly or wrong, sometimes can't help it, feel a little bit responsible, but yeah, I do care. Okay, let's go GBP JPY. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, just looking up for a buy. An immediate look on that one. It's in the buy zone. The pound is looking pure on a technical basis, right at the bottom of the range, if you like. It's bounced. It's a range trade. Let's just extend the range trade. Let's quickly check. Plenty upside potential. Excuse me. And yeah. It's right down support. A few buyers, you look at the wick coming in. On a technical basis, who remind me of that? Jethro, I like it. Yeah, as mentioned, Claire, we discussed that and do a trade on it again. That was pure CPI affected, and it bounced back up. The guys took a profit on the Euro NZD, and we can have another bash it because we've got to short out the trading to see how that comes about. Okay, yeah, so I see a trade here, and I agree. It sounds like yours, yeah. I think we'll get a better than 2-to-1, actually. Put it down here. Yeah, we'll get a better than 2-to-1. Let's have a look at this one. I do like it. Yes, I agree on it. Yeah, long correct. Try that to start off with. How far away is that? Yeah, it'll do. And we take it back up here. Make it 168.80 to take into account the spread. Yeah, exactly. By the way, 2-to-1 by the look of it. Just under $100 a micro. Yeah, I like it. If you want a slightly wider stop, you can do. Let's have a look. Maybe slightly wider stop, just below this guy here. Just below this guy here. It will increase to 120 a micro. That's 155. Don't like it. Stick with that. Yeah, that should do it. Yeah, make it $100 a micro. I think there's a good possibility on that one. I do see upside. Now, before we jump in, let's look at the weekly. Any problems on the weekly? No. 4 hour. No issues there. Again, it's in the buy zone. Let's try the hourly. Yep, some buyers are coming in, and the 15 minutes, some buyers are coming in. It's a bit short-term ranging at the moment. I think a little bit of nerves coming out to the bottom of the range. You might be in there till next week. I don't know, but I see the possibility of trade there. Yeah. So looking at that, anyone else in comments? That's up. Okay, fair enough, Jethro. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. You think so, but I see some upside there. I think a market entry now should be favorable to the positive. Could I like it? Anybody else like it? I'm sticking with the guns on this one. I like a market entry here. Okay, put that down. See how that goes. 167.35. Put it. Okay, so I've just written that down. That's fine. See how that works out. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's you're thinking on your feet. That's the main thing. Okay, good. All right. Let's just check a couple of things now that we got into yesterday afternoon. I mentioned Microsoft to sell 260. Make sure I got the right there. Yeah, 261.50. Right, didn't do too bad, eh? So the guys who did do it will be smiling at the moment. Clearly, we can't modify anything because the market's not open until 4:30. But if you went for that one, you're nicely in a profit in the region of just under $6 a share. What a pleasure. Nice one. S&P 500, some guys did that at 40.50. Let's have a look at that one. And went a little bit of a profit there. It's a bit closer to modify the stop loss, but if you did it, you should be in and in a profit. So that's not too bad. Oh yeah, the one didn't look so pretty. It's CHF JPY as a buy. I think it might have come off a little bit. It's come off a little bit, but it's not a trade smash. It's down about 20 pips, but I still see upside. So if you're in it, hold on. If you're not in it, I still see upside on this one. And actually, you got the advantage getting a slightly better price. So anybody like the look of this one as a buy? We're not already in. If you're already in, hold on. Okay, no, fair enough, Henri. Jethro, okay. Hey, by the way, Jethro reminds me, your Brent came right again, hit the 80 bucks, eh? So that was a nice one, that little punting trade. Did okay in the end. Okay, you like it. Okay, let's get it down. DBP JPY, CHF JPY, sorry. Where are we? Should we use the same stop? Where are we? Down here, 145.28. There it is. And 140, exactly the same as it was before. Pending, we're going to go into instant. There we are. That's a hell of a one. So I'll bring this down a little bit. Will that work? Yeah, that's probably a better one. So there we are. 70 bucks a micro. Is that a bit tight? Maybe you should play a little bit safe and bring this down a tad down to there. Okay, there we go. 100 bucks odd, just over a micro. Risk reward 1.6, that's okay. And reduce the TP to the 50 for the guys going in now. Yeah, I think it's a possibility on that one. And a bit of support there as well. I just quickly check again the weekly. Do it quickly for you guys. How's this thing doing here? There's no problem there. 4 hour, no problem there. 1 hour, no problem there. 15 minutes, no problem there. It's a bit sideways, but there it is. Probably a bit cool off from yesterday, but the overall, you should do okay there. I'm just going to quickly check Brent was on that subject before we get too cute. Brent's holding up all right, which is good for Swissy in this case, and stable, and Japanese not so good. So yeah, I quite like it. Hi, Jeff. Yeah. Well, whatever. You can pick your own stop. You don't use a risk reward calculator. The guy's more experienced. I'm just putting out there for everyone for a trading room idea, but you can adjust your TP, stop loss, or whatever you like to do. You know what to do. Okay, yeah. So a couple of guys like this, so we get that down. There we are. Okay, so we'll see how those go. Good. So yeah. So we'll see how that one goes. The Euro NZD, S&P is going okay. Microsoft's going okay. Do we Euro? No, we'll forget that because we got stopped out in the CPI. Euro NZD, just knock that off quickly. Euro NZD, we just got in again. See if that's coming to the party. 64.95. Yes, it's coming to the party. Euro NZD. Yeah, it's coming. No, it's about the same. Okay. Yeah, it's about the same. It's holding there, but we'll see how that goes. Okay. I think Mark says, sorry, Mark, I thought it might be more upside. The gold's about 30, but it didn't occur and it came off. So it didn't quite get there yesterday. We're looking at maybe 32 for a little bit upside, like I mentioned. Didn't quite get there before the sellers start pushing down again. So I don't know if you took the trade, but yeah, I think you're more worried to get a better price to get out of your previous long. Being as it may, it could bounce again, depending on what Powell says tonight, get a better price. But at the moment, actually, it has come off a bit from yesterday's high. Do I see a trade at the moment? No, I don't. I'll leave it alone. Okay. Somebody mentioned, I can't remember where, the FTSE. I think probably be wise to leave that as well. Again, it's an indices which tend to follow the Americans. So as you can see from yesterday, look at that indecision jumping around. You can see today is a bit of jumping around these levels here. Leave it. I forget who mentioned it, but yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you, Brady. Thought about that one. I could have written down as well. Okay. Yes, I had it written down, and I was going to come to it, but thanks moving the situation forward. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It came screaming down, running around yesterday. 200 held. It's tried another batch today. It's held. I see some upside. Okay. Have you not got an inverter there? It's just disappeared. Okay. Oh, yeah. I've not got an inverter there. Just to at least you can run your what you call internet and the computer off it. Whatever. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Who asked this one again? Brady. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I agree. Let's go again to the weekly. We're going purely technical here. That's fine. Buyers are coming, rescuing it. Bit sideways. I get that. Similar performance. It is holding here. Where to put the stop? Is it going to be too far down here? Too far. Too far. Okay, to be below yesterday's low, it's going to be a little bit on the wide side, but I think it's the correct way to put it. Take it up here. If you like it, let's have a look at it. Yeah, no problem. Risk to reward. I think I don't like a much wider stop. It's that should do the job. Okay. Okay. Depends the size of the house and what's running off it. But if you just keep something that can at least run your what you call it, your Wi-Fi and your computer, that should be quite adequate. Don't have to be the whole house. Yeah, no, just an inverter. I mean, you can get one for a few grand, not with 300. That's for a total going off grid. Just say, when you get load shedding like mine, at least you've got enough juice there to run the computer and the Wi-Fi. That's what we need. Everyone's expecting 50. Mark, whilst you're looking at this one, I want to ask that question. The likelihood of 25 would probably spook the market. I'm very, very, very surprised it does that. So it's almost certainly between the 75 and 50. The CPI, that's why we had the weakening of the dollar and the jump on the markets, because the overall expectation now is 50 instead of 75. Simple as that. There you are, Anna-Marie. That's the whole point. You don't have to, you can wait to make a cup of tea or put the stove on for a couple of hours. So that's not really, that's not the big hassle. It's just mainly you can run off the basic equipment. It didn't use that much juice. Okay, so anybody like this one? Because I'm afraid I do. I agree with Brady there. I like it. It could well be. Could well be. Could well. If it's 75, you're going to get a big. It's going to have a big effect. Because now 50 has been priced in, basically. Remember, everyone, the expected is not a problem. It's the unexpected affects the mind. And the 75 is now the unexpected. So if you really think that's going to occur and you can place the orders accordingly, you'll make a quick buck. But if it doesn't occur, well, I don't think as much is going to happen. So it won't be too risky from that point of view, because it'll be more or less expected. So it won't be a big move. So maybe just close it or whatever, and it'll drift along. But if you think that, you're prepared to take that, and it does occur, you'll make a quick buck. Okay, fair enough then. If you want to sell, that's great. But I see some upside here. Yeah, so anybody want to take this one? Yeah, the UPS is not that great. I had a couple before I got the inverter. A lot cheaper, I might add. I got two of them. Total cost about $1,600-$700. But you know, it's limiting. I find the inverters more expensive, but it's not 300K, but it's more long lasting. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Agree. That's exactly what I'm saying, Mark. Well, it's working for me. I mean, I've got load shedding at the moment. You wouldn't know that, would you? In fact, I've even got a lamp on now. It's a bit gloomy outside, and that's running off it as well. That's quite adequate. But I'm going to put the kettle on or the stove on, that's for sure. But who cares? Only a couple of hours. Anyway, coming back to this. Yeah, they're around about that. Yeah, around up to those price levels. Yeah. But if you're trading and you want to make a career of it and you want to do something with it, it's a pretty small investment. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more expensive to study and become a lawyer or a doctor. So if you want to make a proper go of it, you need to have that backup. I'm trying to do that, actually, waiting for that. Yeah. Anybody like it or dislike it? Yeah, let's have some opinions. What do you think, guys? Do you want to sell it? Do you want to leave it alone? Do you want to buy it? What do you want to do with this one? You leave it alone, okay? You're scared about Powell, that's fair enough. Remember, if Powell goes 75, that dollar's going to shoot up. So yen, that'll be a great trade. If he sticks with 50, not much going to happen. The Q&A would affect it, depends what he says in the Q&A afterwards. A little bit of jumping around. But as I say, the trade is there, you know what the risk is. If you want to take it, there it is. Yeah, that was then. This is now, Mark. Anyone like it anyway? Yeah, we all need to do that, Pete. I'm thinking we're going to get some upside here. If you're hesitant, you're not sure, leave it. Or, you know, it's $130 a micro, see what you think. Zeph likes it. It seems to be a bit cut, but Zeph likes it. Anyone want to join Zeph on this one? And myself, to be honest. Come the quieter guys there. The Christos, Chuma, Colin, Agnes, Andrew. What about you guys? Christo. Okay, great. Thanks, Christo. Welcome. 50, okay. 134, 137, 70. Okay, well, there we go. Yep, it is indeed. Indeed it is. Well, that's why we work on history. Very much so, yeah. The problem, the big thing is we don't really learn from it. Was remember Napoleon going to Russia and look what happened. So then Hitler went into Russia. Forgot all about what happened 100 or so years beforehand, 200, what it was. Okay, right. Okay, anything else to discuss? In the meantime, we mentioned the previous trades we got out. The dollar's hovering a little bit around the 104 mark. Yeah. Cheers, everyone. If you've got to shoot off, fair enough. Load shedding. Right. Yeah. So we've got a moment between trades. Anyone want to look at previous ones? Anyone want to discuss anything? We all understand what leverage is. You understand what the spread is. You understand what margin is. You understand we have to have free margin. Do we all understand those basics of trading? Because believe me, I know I'm going on about it, but it's continually coming, backfiring on us as people getting upset because they're doing things without knowing fully what's involved. And so I want to make anyone who takes the trouble to come here to understand they're in a high risk speculative that is leveraged. And in other words, like driving a very fast car. Nothing wrong with a fast car, but if you don't know you're driving fast, yeah, it can come back and bite. So hope you'll understand that. So I'm getting a bit stuck record on it because people are just actually getting the idea of it. If you want to know what the margin is, click on any instrument, go to specifications, and the margin you divide to 100 to get the leverage. Understand what exposure is, understand economic calendar, those sort of things. Okay. If you don't know, come after this one, that takes precedence. But please, if you take trouble come to trading room, you need to know that. Volumes, all these things we do go on about. All right, NZD USD for the short. More there for me, mate. Got more nerve than me. I'll be honest, I can't make that call. Oh, thank you, 10 o'clock, out. No, 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 no. Cozy, absolutely not. I'm glad you brought that up. Another guy is getting the volumes wrong. Remember, let's go to, sorry, just a second, this is so important. US dollar JPY. Left click, right click, specifications. Contract value is $100,000 on the US dollar Japanese yen. I've got this one up. So on the dollar yen, the contract exposure for 1.0 is $100,000 or about 1.7 million rand. So you need a margin on that. Now, the problem is if you've got a highly leveraged account, your deposit's so tiny you jump in. The problem is a tiny movement against you is going to not only wipe your account, you might actually start earning the company money. That's a horrendous position to be in. Well, there you are. We've got to get this thing understood. 1.0 is peanuts on a share. It's enormous on the Forex. I don't think you should go 1.0 less than maybe a couple 100,000 rand your account. Have to work out where the stop is for the risk involved. But no, one is, I don't know, in your account. You might have 500,000, then you can look at it. But otherwise, it's hectic. Just look at that. If you go to a share, it says one. So the exposure is one share. Here, it's $100,000 for 1.0. Please, if you're not sure of that, go to Forex class, interact, because those things you should be boxed off before you come and start trading and learning how to trade in a trading room. It's very, very, very important. In fact, more than that, it's absolutely vital. Because the problems we had yesterday after CPI, people screaming and shouting, you took my money off me, it didn't hit the stop loss, not understanding margin calls, overexposure. And one guy's giving us a lot of jip, he's going to take us to the meeting and all that. He had a 500 rand account and he went in 5 micros on the NAS. Clearly in the movement, he was lucky, he didn't owe us money. It's just a small move, the NAS banged out, nowhere near a stop, he didn't understand it. Now he's completely and totally upset. He doesn't understand he was driving at the hell of a speed, which he basically didn't have the capital to trade in that level. Now, you know, guys, now the NASDAQ, I say 4 to 5 grand account minimum before you go for 1 micro. The guy had 500 grand in his account, and because it's highly leveraged, he put in 5 micros, and that's tiny movement against him on the ups and downs of the NAS. Bang, margin called, closed his position, and now he's upset. I've got to phone him again afterwards. I'm not sure he's going to listen to me. Amazing that people say, oh, I know all about trading. Those guys who usually don't know so much. Yeah, exactly, John. See what Jethro's saying? Get this position size calculated. It says clearly 150 Rand a micro. Anyway, we'll go back to NASDAQ in a minute to show what I mean on 5 micros. NZD USD, you want to short it, Zeph? I'm not so sure about that. Anyone want to join Zeph in a short on this one? Oh no, that's got nothing to do with it. That is just that was a previous share on that one. This is only a demo carry on. This is not my training. I'm shooting this for purposes of showing you. That means the previous must have maybe put a, I don't know why that's there. Maybe it looked at put a 1.0 for a share, but no, it's got nothing to do with it. But yeah, I take your point. Okay, no. When I say a micro at 0.01 on Forex or on shares, it's well, yeah, like I explained, yeah. Okay, yeah. Anyone want to do this one before we move on? That's fine. That's fine, Cozy. That's fine. Well, depending, I don't know. I don't know what your count is. If you've got 20,000, you go 0.01. You know, you're underexposed. Okay, anyway, going to NZD USD. I'm going to stay aside on this one. Should we move on? NZD CHF. You short on that one as well. I'm not too sure either on this one. Neither of them I'm keen on. Anybody keen on this one and what's the other one? NZD USD. To short them, I'm not keen. I've made my statement. Anybody want to short this? Oh, that's right. That's right. Ah, I see what you're on about now. We shorted it up there. That was the idea. And I think round about these figures, it's just going nowhere. I see what you're on about now. Just a few days ago, I've forgotten. Take your point now. It's not breaking through here. Look at this. It's just not breaking through. Don't know what to say. If you get out and it comes off, you're not going to be very happy, but it's been stuck there for a few days, isn't it? It's popped up a bit, annoying, come down a bit, but that's okay. And it's popped back up again. It's just going nowhere. Okay, that's fair enough, Christo. Well, clearly you make a statement like that means you've got some idea what's going on. Brilliant. Brilliant. You're getting some understanding. Please remember, watch your margin, and more to the point, watch your free margin. You've got to have free margin to keep the ups and downs at bay. Yeah, it's accumulating. Yeah, I can't say get out, it's up to you. It doesn't seem to be happening. But I wouldn't join it now, that's for sure. If you're in, well, your choice, but I wouldn't join it now. Okay, it's been a bit disappointing. Say I thought this would hold and come off a bit, but it's clearly it's not happening. It's going sideways, so there it is. 8th of December, is it? Oh, you closed it, so it's been longer than that. So it's been nearly 2 weeks then or whatever. I can't remember anyway. Let's move on, not much happening there. Okay, okay, yeah. GBP JPY was mentioned. Do we look at that one? Yes, we got that one out. So quick check on that one. Doing okay, hey? Up about 15 pips and no more, 18 pips and counting. So that was a nice one. Who suggested that? I think it was you, Gerard, this morning. Somebody mentioned it to me. And whoever did, thank you very much. Looking okay. Euro NZD 64.95. Still the same, so I'm bother checking that out. And the US dollar yen, we just got in there, so not much happening there probably. Yeah, about the same, just hovering around there. Okay, so one's doing okay, the other about the same. Oh yeah, CHFJPY, it's the other one. Yep, it's in profit. Good stuff. Having attacked the 146. So those are in already, will be holding, it's looking good. And those who got in this morning will have a smile on their face because it's already up a few pips. Good. Yeah, well, you see, again, if you can afford to hold on, you've got enough free margin, you can say, I'll have a few longer term, some medium and some shorter term, etc. The whole thing I try to get across to guys, you've got to have capital in a capitalist system. If you don't, we have a problem. Houston. And that's what too many people are doing. They're coming in with very little capital and trying to compete with those with more. And it's an over leveraged accounts and it's biting. On that subject, that's why I have a WhatsApp group. Even £2.5 is not very much money, to be honest, but at least it's got some chance. And that's why I say I have a WhatsApp group, which I'll put down just now on the chat line. For those who want to be a member, you need to have a minimum £2.5 balance. Why? Because below that, I'll be honest with you, you're wasting your time, to be horribly honest with you. Number two, you do a bit quite late because the fund is usually quite a few singles. Some guys don't understand, they go in all of them and they don't have enough free margin, slight movement, start getting margin calls. They don't have the capital to make use of the membership. So that's why I put £2.5. But if you want to be a member for daily updates and signals, I'll put it on here for you. If you do, just WhatsApp me with not your full names, but your real account number. I'll check. And if you've got £2.5, of course, obviously more, I will WhatsApp you fine and upload you as a member of the group if you want to be on it. What's the cost? $0. What's the only stipulation? A minimum of £2.5. It's your money anyway, but I'm just saying. But yeah, guys with 1,500 or 800 or 600, we've seen a myriad of them. No, it's not going to work. You do not have the capital. It's like going shopping for a car when you've got 2,000 or 3,000 rand. Well, you'd probably find one, but is it reliable? Yes, you do, if it's the TP. Yeah. But the major problem is basically over leveraged, tiny amounts of money and not understanding the implications thereof. And you can't say, I believe, I don't attend the classes, but I'm pretty sure they go into that. But the microscopic amount of people that go to the classes compared to the people who invest in this product, it's just ridiculous. You know, it's just, you know, it's like I want to be a doctor and only less than 1% actually attend the classes and wonder why it goes wrong. That's an interesting way you put that, Jethro. Yeah. Yeah, we call it when you trade, you make a profit. But if you only a TP, it's a good way of looking at it. Yeah. I must admit, I mentioned that quite openly, slightly figures in my favor, saying a winning trade if you got out on a profit. But yeah, I take your point. Okay, you ever laugh trying to pronounce your name correctly? Kembin Kosi. She was a bad attempt. All it is I do have what's called, I can explain. I'm licensed with the Financial Service Conduct Authority to give advice, trading ideas, etc. So as a result of it, not the account manager, not allowed to do that. He'll help you with the intermediate aspect. He cannot give you advice, he's not allowed. You've got to be qualified and be registered with the FSCA, like I just mentioned, it's the South African regulatory body to give advice. So I can post signals on there. Now, $2.5 grand means if you become a member, there's no cost. Then I'll upload you to a WhatsApp group and you get morning updates. The guys are on it will know that. And signals will be posted. How many? I have no idea. How many? I mean, I don't know. When they come up, it might be like nothing on a day that something's happening, or they might not see one or whatever. Other days, you might get a flood of them, depending on the situation. But you will have access to that. And yeah, and you will get, quite frankly, bored. You'll get on the MT5 platform because the guy's posting it. They've got loads of management meetings to go to, etc. So they don't always have time to post all the time. I do. I sit in front of this thing and I look at it all damn day. So I've got the time to do it. So if you want those signals and those, don't ask me, ask the testimonials guys on it. And please don't get me, the last couple weren't so good. If you've been on board a month or so, you'll find the majority of them are not too bad. So maybe you'll get a backup or a negative from the other guys, but I'll be open-minded, whatever you say. But if the other guys are on board and recommend it, that's fine. But please, you need $2.5 grand minimum. Anything below that, you will not be a member because you won't have enough capital to make use of the signals that will be posted. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But it's your money. It's not a cost to you. It just means you've got to add some deposit to have a balance to make use of that signal. It's still your money. Nothing to do with me, you know. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If not, I'll clarify. That's my WhatsApp number, yeah. I particularly go on about the WhatsApp because I'll be honest, I haven't got time to go indulge with 1,000 people in long conversations. I wish I had, but I haven't. So it's got to be short to the point on the WhatsApp. Then I can cover everybody. That's the man. What was happening to the dollar around there? You're getting me worried now. What's happening here? Good thing we, oh, of course, the 10 o'clock show. Thank you. Keep forgetting about that. Being led astray on other aspects coming on the chat line there. Yeah, remember the 10 o'clock show came out. And what are the figures? Because I don't have it filtered, Herald, anybody. What did it come out with? Because clearly, thank goodness you didn't go in there, wait for 10 o'clock. Thank you very much for reminding me. Look what happened there. I don't know what happened because I said I don't have access to that, but it was a CPR on the RAND, good, bad, or whatever. So you went in pretty about that, Christo. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Roger, the core CPI was 0.1, where they expected 0.2, so that was worse. And then the CPI month on month, the ordinary one was 0.3, where they expected 0.2.
Slight confliction there, hey. One was the longer term, the inflation rate is getting on course. The other one was the month slightly higher. I think probably, in my opinion, in fact, almost certainly I'm correct on this one, the longer term has more impact than the shorter term. You know what I'm saying? Like you made 100% profit this month, but over the previous year, your average was, let's say, 2 or 3%, if you get my point. So you have to look at that more as an average. Okay, that is interesting. Okay. Sorry, Christo, you stopped out. I think your stop might have been a bit close. What do we have to stop at? I didn't get it written down in the end, so I don't know. Because we changed your mind as a reminder that about going in because that 10 o'clock figure's coming out. Okay, so cells are still coming in. So sorry about that, Christo, but you're going to have to move on to the other guys now. I think it's a possibility once that's settled down where we might be getting another buy option on this one. Yeah, exactly, Gerard, exactly. That's exactly it. It's like I mentioned, yeah. The longer term has more impact than the shorter term. Yeah, you made 100% today, well bloody done. But look over what I made over the last year, wasn't 100% a day. Exact same principle. Okay, Jethro, thanks very much again. I really mean that for reminding me on that, because it tends to slip below the radar. Because me personally, I have to be honest, concentrate too much on the United States. Okay, so if we get some buyers in here on that support, hang 5 a bit, I think, sorry, Chris, I think guys a chance for trading if you want to do it. If you're chicken, I don't blame you at all. There's a possibility there. I think I'm not going to go into much detail on it. I think it's it might confuse a lot of people out there. For those who know the score, work it out. If you like it, go for it. Once you get a few buyers in. I'm not sure I want to get new guys into this one because they don't fully understand the implications. Jerome, yeah. We sure can there. We sure can. Right. Is Zeph still there? I like his opinion on this one. He likes this one. I don't usually go for this one. You think might get a bit of a bounce here? You still there, Zeph? No, he's left. Okay. Right. One of the reasons I'm not that keen on it because there's similar economies. Okay. The difference is AUD is more reliant on China than NZD. It's the free trade agreement, and they have the problems of the COVID, etc. Hence the downswing on the AUD. Will that recover from here? Johnson, I'm not sure. It's bounced through the 10-day. It's got a bit of resistance here. Will it break through? Do I see some possibility of upside? Yes, I do. Wait for a break, and I think maybe we can take it up. How far is this? Yeah, I think it's got a possibility of going up there when you're going to confirm break above that resistance. So I don't think it's a bad idea at all. In fact, to a certain extent, I agree with you. I just think maybe just wait for a bit of confirmation. It's just on the resistance now. See if we get a break to the upside. If that occurs, the ideal situation breaks up, comes back, tests it, and bounces up. That would be your entry. Take it up to around about these levels here. Okay, with a stop down here somewhere. That's why I think on that one. So I suggest you wait for a moment. Any comments on that? Anyone like it, dislike it? Anyone agree, disagree? Members of the forum? Any comments on that one? Because the idea I do like, I have to be honest. No likey. No me, no likey. Okay. Yeah. I mean, clearly it's in the down, but I think it could be a possible bounce from an oversold area, but I'd like to have the confirmation. I'm on the wait as well. But I hear you big time, and quite frankly, I agree with you. I just want the confirmation. If it doesn't occur, well, I'm leaving it alone. I'm not going to short these levels. Okay, good. So if you don't mind, we'll move on from that one. Yeah, what else to discuss? In the meantime, let's have a look at in the meantime. Did you mention any questions you want to ask? Yeah, I just want to do these again. Sorry. I'm going to do this one, the dollar index. I mentioned it quite a lot, just for those who haven't got it. Copy and paste. And I just want to mention under the economic calendar, you can filter it yourself. As a classic example here, I didn't have the US dollars. Sorry, made a mess of that one. Okay, I filtered it, but I have to say I've excluded South Africa, as it turned out. Keep an eye on South Africa as well if you want to filter to that. So there's an economic calendar and the dollar index. Okay, I think so, Christo. Yeah, I hope you're not going revenge trading now, but I think so. Yeah. But again, have we got any buyers coming? Let's go to the 15-minute. We haven't got any buyers coming in yet, so you're going to have to wait. But you've taken a bit of a knock. You want to have another bash it. I get that. But I think a little bit of patience might work. It's right down resistance on the hourly. A couple of buyers are coming in. But maybe just wait to see if we can consolidate and then move back up. I cannot see fundamentally why you should have the rand strong. But yeah, just hang 5. You might get a slightly better price, but I agree. And I think you've got a good chance of getting your money back if we can get that confirmation, because you'll have a wider TP. I think you might get it back, but just hang 5. A lot of it, the dollar's weakish, but yeah, I get that, but still. I think the ZAR is weaker, if you know what I mean. Okay, right. Can we have a quick look and recap some of the trade we got? Euro NZD, anything happened there? No, exactly the same as it was. Dollar yen, we got in at 50. No, dollars come, hang on. No, it's come back off again. Zef, I think not Zef, sorry. Just has left, you might be right. Doing quite nicely now, it's come back off again. Seems to be holding. Let's have a look later on. CHF JPY, maybe get some good news there in the shorter term. Yeah, that's doing okay. Not much, but at least it's in profit. GBP JPY. Yeah, at least that's in profit. So 2 at the moment are up. 1 is slightly down, and the other one is same as before. Absolutely, Keone. That is the worst situation. I've mentioned this many times. I'm going to mention it again. Bull market, no problem. A bear market, no problem. Indecision market, big problem. And the fundamentals are screwing it up. It's creating a lot of problems out there. It is the worst, absolutely. Creates an enormous amount of frustration, certainly on my part and everybody. Okay, yeah, so we got those out. S&P we got out yesterday. Is that still doing okay-ish? Let's have a look. Yeah, that's not doing too badly. We're in a profit on that one. We got out yesterday. Microsoft we can't touch at the moment, but at least so there we are. So overall, more are looking better than the ones that aren't. The only one that's slightly down to dollar, a catastrophe as yet. Okay. I missed the S&P. Yeah, we got the S&P at 40.50 yesterday, actually, not today. That was yesterday afternoon. Actually, you shouldn't have missed it. I think it was your idea. Anyway, we got in anyway. Whoever it was, didn't write the name down, but it wasn't mine. Somebody else I thought was yours. 40.50 as a sell. It's now 25 in profit. Don't chase it now. Okay.
Roger, did you look at Brent?
Did quickly. Look at it again. Yeah, it was. It was Mr. Loop. I know it's still here. Had the sense and intelligence to move his TP up to 83 and modify his stops. So he's in a profit situation. What a pleasure. It's holding there. I'll be honest, finally, I'm a little bit nerved joining it now. But the guy's still in it, hold it. I still see upside, but I'm a little bit nervous to join it now. It's having a problem getting through that 10-day moving average, you can see, technically speaking. I think it will do, actually, to be honest. Every time it comes off, you can look at the wick there, make it a little bit clearer. See, when it comes off, the buyers are defending it. It's trying to break through. If it does, I think 83 is a very good chance, maybe even higher. But yeah, we got that trade right on Brent day before yesterday, where it was. I'm going to sit in the laurels on that one without getting too cute to join it again. John, yeah, yes, yeah. In my opinion, that First World War, unbelievable. The ignorance was incredible. Those guys at the Somme, what they spent was an unbelievable fortune bombarding the German lines. When everybody in the German lines could see the guns coming up and then bombarding, so they had very much deeper trenches than the UK sort of French side, the Allies side or whatever. So they'd hidden the trenches, the bombardment was over. And then they told the guys, because the bombarding did the job, don't rush, just walk across and take over. So they literally walked into machine gun fire. Unbloody believable. Unbelievable. 6 million people were lost on that insanity. And completely uselessly as well, walking into machine gun fire. Can you? In a straight line. Talk about shooting ducks, eh? Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, that First World War changed the world, I'll tell you right now. But have we learned from it? I think we're still just as bloody daft with the times. Right. Yeah, Brent, leave it. Okay. All right. Not sure what else to discuss that hasn't already been discussed. NZDJPY, we've got that down. I looked at that earlier on. Maybe there's a possibility that was yesterday. Any possibility on this one? Did we do it yesterday? No, we didn't. I just got it written down. Oh, that's right, this morning to have a look at. I got this one to have a look at as a possible buy. Yeah, I think it's a possible buy on this one. It's an advised zone. It's come back in a range trade. It's come back to support. The buyers come and defend it. And yeah, I see a possibility of an upside on this one. As you can see there more clearly. Let's try the weekly. Any problems there? Nope, no problems there. Doing quickly for you guys. 4 hour, again, no problems there. Maybe try the 1 hour. 1 hour is a bit iffy. Look at that. But I think most is a bit iffy at the moment, waiting for these fundies to come out. But yeah, that's what I broke down to discuss this morning for possible upside. Won't go down that road, Pete. All right, anyway, go back on this one here. Yeah, I had a possibility there. Maybe dollar yen's make a bit nervous, but that's another one I thought would sell. Yeah, certainly do it. Before, I quite like it. Thanks, John. I was going to say we'll do that in a moment. Cable, they call it. We'll come back to cable in a moment. What do you think upside here? Let's have a look at the possibility here of maybe a stop down here. 50 pips, that's nothing. 60 odd down there, that's fine. No, we'll have to look at the weekly. We've got a problem. No, we've got a problem. Okay, let's go to the monthly, which is pushing our luck a bit. The only suggestion I can make is possible upside. No, I don't get a risk reward. I don't want to use an extension. I don't want to use the monthly. It's too iffy on breaking upside there. But yeah, unless you want to scalp it shorter term with a pretty tight stop and a TP up those bodies there. I think looking at it, I think, hope you know what I mean. I think I'll leave it. You see where I'm coming from, John? I don't want to go, we'll go a monthly. Now, even look at the monthly, hang on. Yeah, you got to start searching up there for a monthly to try and get something going way back into Yeah, 7 years ago, nearly 7 years ago. I think you're chancing your luck there. I think leave it. Sorry about that, leave it. Because otherwise you've got to take that as a 50 pip TP. So you need your stop probably about 25, 30. It's too tight. Get stopped out in the ups and down noise. Leave it. Pity. See my point there, John? Yeah. Thank you. Exactly. Okay, right. GBP USD. For the moment, I say, how long that will last, I don't know. Remember, Japan's got one of the highest debt GDP ratios in the world. So it's restricted on interest rate increase. So it's got to export its way out of trouble, and they're going to import all the oil. So yeah, they've got issues like everybody else. Okay, a short on the pound dollar. I'll be honest, I'm going to go along with a couple of guys. Yeah, I'm scared. I think we're just going to hang 5 on this one. We got the dollar yen out before Jerome speaks, and I think there's more possibility on that one than this one. Look at this. Look again at this candle. You can see it more clearly. Look at that indecision there. I'll leave that. We got a bit of a high risk one on the dollar yen. I don't want to contribute to this one as well. We got shadowed in a couple of trades we got out yesterday, not even the dollar related, the euro and the CAD, and it's still bitter. So I think I just personally, I'm going to stay safe on this one. Keep out of it. I personally think the pound has cast a weaken sometime. They've got a lot of issues there. But yeah, I think I'll just stand. I personally will stand aside on that one, and I think you should do as well. Okay, happy with that. If you disagree, it's up to you. And I'm quite happy to hear it. I mean, I'll go back to Gerard again. I'm embarrassed even further. Thank God. He reminded me about that 10 o'clock thing. I forgot all about it. I didn't even know about it there in the first place. So it's important to discuss. We're trying to win by learning, not trying to get one up the ship. Recession, I think, is already there in the Eurozone. I think a lot of it's denial. I think in America as well, it's still denial. Yeah, agreed. We're so hitting all the time the problems in SA, we forget it's pretty similar problems everywhere. Over borrowing, corruption, you name it. Basically, it's irresponsible misuse of power. We can indeed, yeah, agree with it. Okay, domino effect, yeah. Okay, I think so. I'll be finished on that one. I just want to quickly, before we wrap it up till this afternoon, have a quick look again the Euro NZD, see if anything's happening there. It's still hovering around there. Hopefully it'll come off. Hope this will hold as 200 and come back off again, but we'll see. But okay, it's not that pretty at the moment, but it's not a disaster. Pound yen. 60.35, about the same. Popped up now, it's about the same. CHF JPY. Slightly in profit, but it's bobbing around, consolidating, not much. And dollar yen, any recovery there? Not looking pretty. Hope it doesn't break through here. Not looking pretty. But again, we've got our stock to protect. Let's see what happens. We're grasping a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll just hang 5, not to get too cute. Have a look again this afternoon, but excuse me if I'm a little bit wary, because again, Jerome Powell, anything could happen in the Q&A afterwards, but we can have a look. Okay. It's a tough Christmas so far, last couple of days, eh? Okay, nearly end of the session. Anything you'd like to ask before we close up? Any bit of clarity? Some of the newer guys here, I hope you've learned something. Not to frighten you, be aware. Knowledge it decreases fear, it doesn't increase it. It's a lack of knowledge or the non-understanding of the knowledge that increases the fear. And so I'm trying to get the knowledge sorted out so that it'll decrease the fear. Okay, anybody else before we shoot off? Any questions, anything you don't understand or want me to repeat? You've got my WhatsApp number. If you've got, you want to be a member, you got the balance correct. And then we can take it from there. Thank you for your support there. I do need it, quite frankly. We have the fundamental stuffing everyone around. I'm not happy about it because I know the pain that's felt. So thank you for that. Okay, guys, well, should we wrap it up then? And yeah, catch you later on this afternoon. Thank you for support there. Tim being cozy. And everybody. Great stuff. Thank you, guys. Cheers, finally. As always, thanks very much.